What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Ord Board. Today we're taking a look at some Star Wars news that came out very recently. It is officially stated that Lucasfilms is working on a trilogy for the Knights of the Old Republic storyline. For those of you who don't know anything about Knights of the Old Republic, it was actually a video game which expanded upon the lore of Star Wars, and as far as I know is still technically canon, maybe. Not 100% sure on that, but so the video game came out. It was probably my favorite Star Wars video game of all time. It was just such a great experience, working towards building lightsaber and really kind of customizing your character in the way that you want. So I really, really loved that video game. So I'm really excited for this trilogy they're going to be doing, which is a set of 3 trilogies coming out soon. And this one doesn't have a director attached to it. But there are people who are currently writing this trilogy as we speak. And maybe this is the first trilogy to come out. So what Star Wars is doing, or at least what Lucasfilms is doing, is now, instead of doing a Star Wars movie every single year, they're going to be doing a movie every other year with a December, Christmas time release. So whatever they have in store next for the next trilogy, really excited about it, man. I mean, Knights of the Old Republic. So we got a little article here. This article is brought to you by We Got This Covered. Knights of the Old Republic trilogy officially in development at Lucasfilms. So let's go into this article and take a look here, and we'll see. So though we're still several months away from closing out the Skywalker saga with Rise of the Skywalker, Lucasfilms is already looking towards a future, and tonight it's been confirmed that they're indeed working on a movie based on Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. It has been a long, long time since EA, see what they did there, guys, it's been a long, long time, since EA and BioWare first launched the cult RPG video game, and over the years, we have seen 2 more additions added to the KOTOR universe in the form of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, the Sith Lords, and MMO spin-off Star Wars The Old Republic. However, despite intense demand from fans, we've still never seen a proper film or TV adaptation, obviously. What's really great about the KOTOR games is that it does have a vast expansion of the lore within Star Wars. So there's a lot for these filmmakers to pull from. That's about all to change, though. As the studio hired, I'm gonna totally botch this. Lieta Calogridius, I don't know. Anyway, Terminator Genesis, Shutter Island, to pen a script for the Knights of the Old Republic movie. Okay, so it sounds like she's the one who's actually going to be writing it. And again, worked on Terminator Genesis and Shutter Island, for those who like those movies. The news comes from BuzzFeed, who note that the script is almost done with her work, and there are already plans to turn it into a trilogy. Granted, the first outing performs well enough. Nice little picture of Luke Skywalker there with R2-D2. All right, so it sounds like they're currently working on writing the script. There hasn't been a director assigned to the project yet, and I know that they've got, I think, 3 people in mind to do 3 different trilogies, or the 3 different trilogies they're talking about coming out with. What is still unclear is if this KOTOR film will be a part of Rian Johnson or David Benioff and D.B. Weiss' upcoming trilogy. See, so there's the 3. Again, we don't know which one of these directors is going to be attached to this, or stands apart as its own trilogy. Given what we know about the franchise's release schedule for the next years, though, it is certainly doesn't look like there's room for a 3rd trilogy on the slate. So we imagine the Knights of the Old Republic movie will fall to the Game of Thrones creators, which these guys are involved in some Star Wars stuff too. So I'm excited to see that, see what they come up with. Then again, who knows? It is too early it is too early to say for sure. And again, it's still a bit unclear where it will slot in the grand scheme of things. Before we worry too much about what's next for the series, though, and how this Knights of the Old Republic film will play out, Star Wars The Rise of the Skywalker is set to bring the current era to a close with its blast into theaters December 20th. Which brings me to talk about Rise of the Skywalker. I'm excited for the movie. I know with the last few films and the directorial direction that Rian Johnson went in with the Last Jedi, which I actually enjoyed that movie, and I know a lot of people will disagree with me. Yes, there's some bad editing. There's some things in that movie that are questionable, but it is still a fun movie, I think, to watch. And, you know, I'm a simpleton, so I like seeing lightsabers swinging around and all kinds of shit like that. So I'm totally into it. I'm excited for the movie. I can't wait for December 20th to come. And I cannot wait to see what they come up with for this Knights of the Old Republic. And I think with that being said, I don't know, maybe I'll play some old KOTOR and maybe do some Twitch streams. I don't know. But it does get me wanting to play the old games and kind of jump back into that lore. So I'm very excited for this, guys. Yeah. So, just wanted to get this news out there so everybody knows that there are great things coming for Star Wars, and especially those who have kind of been off-put by Kathleen Kennedy and her workings within the Disney, or within the Star Wars franchise. But if they can make something good with this, I'm excited for it. Not to mention we've got the Mandalorian series coming out, which I think I'm going to do a video on that. And then I know we've got there, I think they're bringing some Clone Wars animated stuff back to their Disney streaming service. So look forward to those guys this year. I can't wait to see the Mandalorian one. I know a lot of people are really excited about that. I just wanted to make a quick note. The KOTOR timeline, or where the game settles within the timeline of Star Wars, is thousands of years before the events of A New Hope and Return of the Jedi and Empire Strikes Back and all that. So thousands of years before that, basically the beginnings of the Rule of Two for the Sith. So it'd be a very interesting time to go back and take a look at the Star Wars mythos within that time era. Lots of lightsabers, lots of bad guys, lots of Sith. Yeah, I would love to see a really cool TV series touch base on the lore within that. Because we get a lot of what's next with Star Wars, but we don't get a lot of what has happened with Star Wars. So very excited for that, guys. And with that being said, hopefully you like this video. If you do, please hit the like button below, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications. You know what to do, guys. And I'm going to do more Star Wars stuff the closer we get to Rise of the Skywalker. So look forward to that. And thank you guys so much for watching. I truly, truly appreciate it. I love you guys, and we will catch you on the other side. Peace.